This episode of the Relationship Status Podcast is brought to you by the Southern Elegance Candle Company, where modern values meet Southern charm. Right now, check out their fall and holiday collection with candle scents such as caramel latte, fireside, sweet potato and brown sugar, and our personal favorite, orange spice. The scent is cloves wrapped in a citrusy orange essence that takes you all the way back to grandma's house. This one is sure to be your favorite, just like it is ours. So visit secandleco.com and use our promo code CRUX, that's CRUX, for 15% off all regularly priced items. That's secandleco.com, where they lovingly craft each scent and city combination to elicit a fond memory to whisk you to a place of pure joy. And welcome back to Pass the Remote, brought to you by the people over there at Crux Media, where they take care of all your podcast needs, from starting a podcast to monetizing it. They have you covered. Contact them via email at info@cruxmediagroupllc.com. We are here recapping Married at First Sight season 13. We're actually going to do 2 episodes in one, and hopefully one and done, because I think we tired of this whole situation. Though I did enjoy both episodes, but we're going to get into it. So, you know my crew. Oh, let's not forget, you catch on all podcast platforms. You also need to like, comment, 5-star rate, and review. If you don't 5-star rate, you are a hater. Understand that you are a hater and you will not succeed in life. All right.
What?
Yes. All right. So we're here once again with my crew. And as always, fresh off a Thanksgiving dinner, great and wonderful from the My Girl Speak with Key podcast. It's our girl, Key. Hey, Key.
Hey, happy Sunday.
It is a very so happy Sunday.
It is.
I don't know what's going on with our sound.
I fixed it.
Oh, you fixed it?
I did.
Okay. I was trying to figure life out just now. I didn't know.
Good. We're good now.
We're all good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I left out one thing before we were supposed to introduce Key. Remember that if you want to join the conversation today, as all days, you can leave us a voicemail, 843-310-8637, or hit us up on the email, relstatpodcast@gmail.com, or we live. So just put it in the comments. And if you want to join the conversation, we'll go ahead and we'll DM you the phone number with the direct link. You can hop on the show. It's the final. Come on, man. Ain't no better place to be but here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we're going to bring in my man all the way from PA. Evie, what's happening, Evie?
Yep. Cheerio, pip hip. Holla at your people.
Holla at your people. I feel you. Holla at your boy.
Yes, I'm feeling good. There was no meat in my macaroni.
Why are you looking at me? You're supposed to look at the people. You're supposed to look at me. That was funny. That wasn't funny? You didn't find that funny? No? Okay. I did.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I figured there was only one way to introduce the next guy.
Well, he already danced it.
17. It was a very good year.
It was a very good year.
They're small
Town girls, soft summer nights.
Oh,
Yes,
Small town girls.
it is I. It is I. It is I.
And I was
Watching the Muppets all weekend.
It is I. It is I. It is I.
You know he'll sing this whole song.
you lived
I
up the
really
stairs
I know.
with perfumed hair.
Man, come on, start the show, man. Sheesh.
Hey man, we didn't get to the meat of the song, man. They didn't get to the happy birthday, Jeff.
Bro,
Happy birthday, Big Muffins.
it's like 5 more minutes to that one part of the song. These folks is looking at here. They're like, what's going on? Which one of these ratchet folks up here listen to the Muppet Show? They know it's me, but I gotta try to act like it ain't me.
You was having a happy Muppets weekend then.
Listen to me, bruh. You don't understand what I lived through. I'm happy.
My fault.
At least it wasn't. At least it wasn't Baby Shark.
Baby shark, shark.
That's
Baby.
not how the song goes.
Hey, yeah. Just
That's how
relax.
you doing.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Okay,
please
well,
relax.
You know what song I want to hear? I want to hear this song.
Everybody, y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Everybody
Happy
good?
birthday, Jeff.
Appreciate it, man. Yes, sir. The good Lord let your boy see 35. I'm live in kitchen.
I'm going to buy
Dang.
you some muffins when I get paid Friday.
Drinks up, Jeff.
Drinks up.
All right, drinks up.
Drinks up, ladies and gents. Applesauce for everybody. Where Perp at? Perp, I got your applesauce home.
You got Perp's applesauce on deck.
I got Perp's applesauce on deck. Holla at me, Perp. Got applesauce all night, baby.
All right, man. We're gonna go around the room, man. It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. I've probably had one of the longest days ever. So real quick, man. Key, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was
Jeff, how was your Thanksgiving?
And listeners, chime in. Listeners, we want to hear how, people online, man. We want to know how your Thanksgiving went. So chime in. Let's know how your Thanksgiving
So I'm
went.
going to tell y'all how my Thanksgiving was, since y'all want to do this and add a new segment that we didn't talk about in the green room beforehand. Because I would have told him not to do that. But
Who?
You?
Me?
my
What I do?
Thanksgiving, I am pescatarian, and it was terrible. It was god awful. It was meat and everything. I didn't feel good. It was just a disaster. It was a disaster. And the group chat knew this, but they want to take time to think of, talk about this. So Jeff, how was your Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Jeff, we're talking to you. Your Thanksgiving, bro.
I had like a piece of my beard just got in my mouth, and it was. I got a little scared for a second because I thought it came from the applesauce pouch. My Thanksgiving was fantastic, ladies and gents. It was amazing. Just spent some quality time at home. That's all it was, man. That's all it was. At home, I'm just chilling with the wife and the boy. Eve, how was your Thanksgiving?
How
bro?
was your?
It was good. It was good. It was a solid day. My boys took an L, but it's all good.
Hip, hooray.
Yeah, shut up. Y'all played the Eagles. Relax.
Did we lose?
No,
Okay, then.
y'all played the Eagles. Relax. They suck too.
Did we lose?
I already answered that question. I'm gonna answer it.
All
twice.
right, it's gonna be one of those shows tonight.
All right.
But I will say, when the goat hits the macaroni and cheese,
Ooh, what you talking about, boy? Tell him again.
that goat. When that goat hit that macaroni and cheese, I was in heaven.
Amen.
Curry to perfection.
Shouts out to my sister for the curry goat. My sister made the curry goat at Thanksgiving this year. EB and his son Nathaniel came through.
Yo, that plate did not make it past the night, brother. I ate that when I got in the bed.
We had mac and cheese, green beans, with cabbage,
turkey,
Oh
goat,
man,
oxtails, rice and peas.
fried turkey. That fried turkey was on and popping.
Sweet Jesus.
Did Key take herself out of the show?
She don't eat meat. Well, we're gonna have to do a fish fry for Keith.
Yeah, okay. We got her.
Crab boil. You got to make up on this one.
The crab boil.
Whatever she wants, we're gonna have to put it on the table.
All right. Well, I'm happy everybody had an opportunity to partake in some good eating. I too partook in some good eating, and had the opportunity to be somewhere. I was home in New York for the first time in 21 years. I hadn't been home for Thanksgiving in 21 years.
Oh wow.
Had the opportunity to be there, and I actually my goal was to get every member that was able to be there in my family there, and I think I accomplished it. I think the only person that wasn't able to be there was my brother. But other than that, we had everybody else. All my nephews and my cousin E was there. His son, my mom's was there. My stepmother, my dad. It was just house full. Lots of laughs. Check out my Snapchat. My daddy is funny as crap because he says some nonsense when he was drinking his wine. But had a good time. Flew back in today and shoot back on the air. So, well, as we always do each and every episode that we come to you with Married at First Sight, it's the last episode of the year. It is only right. It is only right that we have the Who Said That segment. And that dude, Jeff, a.k.a. Big Muffins, a.k.a. my brother Sardar Noomsi, a.k.a. the birthday boy, a.k.a.
You ran out.
AKA to the AK.
No, there's one more. There's one more.
He lost it.
No, I did not. How did I lose it? You supposed to jump in, Jeff.
Looking good, Billy Ray.
Feeling good, Lewis. All right.
Yes, there we are. Yeah, so listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be 100% honest with you. I was not prepared for today's segment. I could kill us.
What?
They make me sick. I'm so tired of every single one of them.
I think this is the perfect Who Said That segment.
But you know what? It is Sunday, and I had a talk with the prayer warriors. So
you did.
If you will allow me, I would like to offer a prayer for the people of Married at First Sight season 13. Music, please. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go before the throne of grace. Please bow your head. Father, oh Father, first and foremost, God, thank you for allowing us to make it to the end of this season, Lord. We didn't think we could see it, but we've made it, oh God. Now, Father, I ask that you touch the producers, Lord. Let them know that 2 hours is too long, Jesus. An NFL football game is 3 hours, and you mean to tell me I got to watch these relationships hours for two whole hours, Jesus. Touch them as they move forward into season 14 in Boston. Lord, I'd like to offer up a special prayer for Brother Bow and Sister Zachary as they work on their new relationship, Jesus. Touch them, Lord. Let them find the bonds of love that keep them together. Father, also be with Sister Rachel and Sister Jose, God, as they learn to work things out. Lord, you know what they're saying in the streets. You just work in their relationship, oh God. Father, I also like to offer up a word for Gil's DMs, God. May they be bountiful. May they be fruitful. May they be busting at the seams, God. We rebuke any Tatianas trying to talk to Gil. Lord, we rebuke anyone talking about any WAP in those DMs to Gil, God. Lord, we want Gil to find him a good church going girl. Find him a good church going girl who believes in you, Father. And last but not least, Lord, forgive me for the things that I said about Mirla. Lord, I wasn't right. I wasn't in my right mind. Father, she upset me just a little bit. So I would like to offer up a special prayer for her dog, Porsche, Fendi, Tesla, Birkenbag, whatever that dog name is, God. Watch over that dog because it's not going to get walked. Help that dog with an extra bite of your power as it chews through Mirla's shoes, Jesus. Lord, as only you can, Father. We thank you, we bless you, and we praise you for this, the end of season 13 of Married at First Sight. And the
Amen.
church said amen. Amen.
Amen.
Shouts out to the prayer warriors, Lord. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. That was on y'all.
All righty.
That's how you start off a Sunday show.
The Lord gonna bless you, Jeff.
That was anointed. That was anointed. When you felt that, you felt that go. We're gonna be all right going into season 14. I want you to know. Yeah, we're gonna make it. We gonna make it.
We gonna be
2 hours again. Jesus.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch again if it be this long.
Oh my God.
Did Evie leave?
Oh my God. Oh, I had to.
You felt it. That's
Oh
the
my
spirit.
God.
My listen to me. That's my fault tonight, Ma. I'm sorry. That's not you. That's my fault. That's on me, Ma. I'm sorry.
Oh my.
I felt called to pray for these heathens on this show.
They had needed it.
They needed it. They don't love my Jesus, Yosh. They don't love my Jesus.
Hey, listen, man. They don't know Jesus like you know Jesus.
They don't know him like I know. Thank you.
Mama Pat, I'm so sorry. I apologize, Mama Pat. I wasn't in NJ. I was actually in New York, which makes it worse. So I got you next time. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I got you next time, Mama. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just get into this episode. The sooner we get into it, the sooner I can put it in my rear view. This season in my rear view.
Right.
So they open back up right where they left off, with the buffoonery between Zach and Michaela. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you where I had a problem here. Who didn't want to be on the stage with who?
She said she didn't want to be on the stage with him.
And that's what it looked like.
He said he didn't have a problem with it.
And then he turned around and was like, no, I'm not doing this.
Okay, the reason why he did that was if I gave you the space to say what you wanted to say, and I respected the fact that you said you did not want me on the stage and that you could not sit beside me, because that's what she said. When it's time for me to speak, don't you get up here saying you interrupted me, because now all of a sudden you want to be beside me, but before you couldn't even stomach being in the same room with me. I don't feel like Zach was wrong.
I didn't say he was.
That's why he acted like that. Because this was her saying she didn't want to be in the same room with him. She didn't want to sit beside him. But then as soon as he want to talk, you want to come get in my face. No.
But Jeff, I have a question for you, Jeff.
Yes,
apparently what we saw in last episode of and this episode was Michaela's wig seemed to have been replaced by a new wig. So my question is, how does the old wig feel? I know you're a reporter on the streets, and
so I
interviewed that wig, and I'm just trying to figure out.
Michaela's old wig is pissed, but here's the thing, those wigs come in bundles. That good hair come in bundles. So that same
they do.
That was on the old wig stepped up in there with the new wig, because you saw that crazy all up in that show, and that wig was like, "Yo, Michaela, we gonna go out there," and they was like, "Nah, Michaela, I ain't gonna go out there." But then Michaela's wig was like, "Yo, we need to go check him." So the wig took control and went out there.
Okay.
Because it was.
But I just think back to reality. But Jeff, your thoughts on that? Because I think that Michaela, we said this from day one, but she crazy.
Yo, she's
actually been diagnosed since the show was over.
With what?
Really?
Okay, give me 1 second. She's been diagnosed since the show was over. Well, what we're seeing was filmed months before.
Mm-hmm.
But because of, I guess, seeing herself on TV, it let her, see how she looked, and she went and got help. And basically, what she said on Instagram 2 days ago was that she was diagnosed with. It's a lot of writing.
It's a
probably PTSD or something that has to do with trauma.
Well, she has a lack of emotional regularity and impulse control.
Post-traumatic stress dumbness.
That is. That is lucrative.
Yeah. Long
And she
story
talked
short.
about on her last post, she talked about the fact that, you know, she kept blaming her father's death for her acting the way that she did, but once she got diagnosed, come to find out it had nothing to do with that. She had some stuff with her, so she's on medication and she's seeking therapy. So I'm happy that she was able to see herself on TV, because sometimes you have to see it. And she also said, you know, how people kept saying her family wasn't holding her accountable. She corrected it. She said her friends and her family have been saying that her behavior was unacceptable, but she had to see it for herself.
Yeah, I thought they did though. I thought some of them said it on the show.
She said she had to see it for herself and then seek help. So now she's in therapy and getting the help that she needs.
That's what's up. That's
Nothing
good.
like seeing yourself on TV. Just be dead wrong. I mean, I'm glad she
Well,
getting
you
help.
got to think about it. She's seeing herself on TV and then she's seeing everybody talk about her too. So it's like, it's one thing when it's a few people or your circle saying something, but like America.
No, but I think, but that's what I think the issue is. I think that if your circle is telling you, it should be enough.
For some people,
it should be for all.
But no, it's not enough for everybody, because everybody's not at a point in their life where they can accept accountability. And if you're not at a part in your life where you can accept accountability looks like a threat. It looks like an attack.
No, I don't disagree with you.
Know what I'm saying? So if she wasn't there yet, it could have been her mom or her deceased father before he passed could have tried to tell her that she had something wrong with her. But even if it was somebody, you're one of your loved ones, and you wasn't ready to see what you had wrong, it didn't matter who it was. You don't see that.
But I understand that, but then at the same time, I don't, because with my circle of people, all right, like they're not afraid to tell me when I'm doing wrong or what I need to fix. I got friends that go, "Hey man, you effing up," and they, of course, they say the word out, but they hold me accountable whether I want to be held accountable or not. And I think that that's a thing. And I think that I'm not sure. And you're right. Sometimes you got to see the mirror. Sometimes you got to be reacted to. But my question to Michaela would be, how out of touch with life are you that you needed to see yourself on film? How out of touch with the world do you have to be with yourself? How out of touch with yourself do you have to be for it to be a situation where you go, damn, I look like that?
I mean, because when you're not ready, but when you're not ready to see it, it doesn't matter what your family or friends say. Like, you're not ready to accept that. Like, somebody can come to you right now and say they don't like the way that you do something. If you feel like you're right and you're justified, it doesn't matter who it is in your life that say that. You're not going to see what they say.
Whether you feel justified or not, if you value the person, if you value
I don't
the
care
person
about
in your life,
opinion if I feel like I'm right.
If I value you,
it don't matter. If I feel like I'm right, it don't matter if it was my mama that came to me and tried to correct something. If I don't see my fault, you think that. I don't think that.
I understand that some people don't see their fault. But if you value the person's opinion and their thought process, if you value that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then your value in them is you going, okay, it's got to be something. Whether I have the conversation with them and say, hey, I disagree. It's still whether I go, hey, look, I don't see that. Can you explain it to me? Well, I'm not feeling that. You may be in your feelings and you want to get emotional and don't want to listen to them. No matter what, this person, if they're in your life, in your inner circle, you trust them to the degree, to the point where they feel like they can tell you whatever it is you're doing wrong and not lose no sleep.
Yeah.
Like, plain and simple, like people in my circle,
I'm pretty sure it's stuff they tell you that they feel like you do not do right and you don't change.
Listen,
I'm pretty sure you don't change.
CL tells me stuff all the time.
And you don't change it.
And I don't change it.
That's exactly. Michaela didn't change it. She
No,
didn't.
but what I'm saying
you
is,
value CL's opinion.
I value CL's opinion, but what I'm saying is, in that sense, it ain't like it ain't in the back of my mind, because in some stuff I know I'm wrong.
But you don't have mental illness either.
I don't have mental illness.
So, okay, so let's back up. We're talking about somebody that's suffering from mental illness. They don't think the same way we do.
And you're right. And here's where my personal kind of stuff comes in. My brother he has a bipolar disorder. All right. Due to that disorder, and it's not due to that disorder, it's due to the decisions he's made that has continued to have him continue to suffer from the disorder. Because at the end of the day, there are bouts of sanity. There are areas of sanity that have him when he's in that same state that he makes decisions that cause his mental capacity to fade.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I can't let him off the hook.
Now, I think that's where we messed up at.
I
You
can't
think
let him
I'm
off the
taking
hook.
up for her, and
I can't let him off the
I'm
hook.
not taking up for Michaela.
I can't let him off the hook for his lunacy, because he's the reason why he's a part of the reason that he is in that state is because he isn't doing what he's supposed to do. Go ahead, Eve. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Nah, check this out. I dealt with your brother on this before, but I also dealt with it myself in my house, right? You cannot say what you're saying, because what happens with the drugs is you get on them good, and your mind becomes clear, so you think you're good, and you stop taking them. Like, and then it dwindles out of your system. So then now you go back to doing the same thing that you was doing before, but you don't even realize it. So mental illness is literally like a drug. You will not see you can't see yourself till you literally hit rock bottom.
Let me say,
and I think that's what happened with Michaela. Her seeing herself was her rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So now she went to go get help.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's my thing on that. You can't tell me. I say this, and I've said this when people ask me about my brother. I say the same thing. Every single time somebody asks me about it. A person has to. There's one fatal. I would say hiccup or flaw to medicine. And the fatal flaw to medicine is the person has to believe that they're sick to take the medicine. They have to believe that they're sick. If I don't believe I got a cold, guess what? I'm not taking no cold medicine, because I don't believe I got a cold. I could be hacking and everything else, the flu, everything, no matter what it is that you're sick with. If you don't believe that you're sick, you're not going to take it. My brother, through all of this nonsense that he's taken our family through, he does not believe that he is sick. And for the life of me, I cannot understand.
You don't have mental illness,
or even fathom.
You don't have mental
how
illness.
you can take a family, how you can lose everything because he's lost everything.
He has not hit rock bottom.
And you don't have mental illness.
He has not hit rock bottom.
Outside of his illness, I'm not putting anything out there. How is he not at rock bottom right now?
Because he still continued to be helped.
Bruh, like,
when you hit rock bottom, nobody helps you.
Yo, nobody. But he's.
Right.
I'm telling you, I dealt with it. The same disorder, bipolar, depression, all of that. I dealt with it, bro. No matter how much they believe or don't believe, it's a circle, and it literally is the trick to the bipolar disorder is to make the circle smaller, so you have less relapses. So that's with the medication and counseling. You keep taking it, it shortens the circle. If you miss it and mess it up, and it makes the circle bigger. So I'm saying that backwards. You need to make the circle bigger so that you have less relapses. So the amount of time it takes you to a relapse. So you need to make that circle bigger in order to not relapse. You know what I'm saying? That's taking the drugs, doing what you got to do, being proactive. Not everybody is capable of making that decision.
Right.
That's why you see certain people in the street, like that movie that Jamie Foxx did, where he was a genius, right? And he was playing music and all that, but he had paranoid schizophrenia. You know what I'm saying? But when you put him on the medication, he could do what he's just as normal as anybody else, but it took away from his creativity, which is what he wanted the most. So he decided not to be on the medication, but that not being on the medication put him in the street, made him a bum. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's just a movie, but that happens to people every day. There's a lot of bums in New York that are geniuses, but they have mental illness. And that mental illness choice, like the mental illness, like, trust me, I know, because I've been through things. Like, I've been through hella things. Like, I don't even want to think about. Like, I've been through so much when it comes to bipolar depression or anything that has to do with a woman's mental health. I've been through it. And you trust me. Trust me when I tell you. Either you're going to be there to support them or you got to step away and let them fail. That's the only way. That's the only way.
I believe at this point, I love my people to death. Love all of them. Go to the ends of the earth for them. But if you're talking about how long has it been? 15 years probably?
Yeah.
It's been about 15 years.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to be out of line, but they have actual like therapy for families so they can understand. You need it. Let me finish. This supposed to be clean. What I mean by that is because you lack empathy.
First off,
when it comes to the mental illness is mental. It's a sickness, just like cancer. It's a sickness.
Some of this stuff is self-imposed. When you goddamn make a decision to not do when you make a decision to not do, if you've been lucid, when people have said, hey, this is your goddamn problem.
Let's move on because you cursing and this show is clean. So let's move on because I think we might have like struck a nerve with you.
It is but mental illness is that serious.
It's that serious
because it impacts everybody.
I'll stop cursing. I could speak without cursing.
It impacts everybody. And you do get fed up. And that's why I understand.
When I walk in a room, with my mom sitting in it and she crying because she believes it's her fault. Like, yeah, it's not her fault.
Yeah.
I was raised in the same freaking household.
You don't have mental illness.
He didn't either until he made some decisions that caused it.
Factual. That is factual.
He made decisions that caused that.
That is factual.
But okay, so how long are you gonna hold that? Because he did that as a kid.
No.
No, he didn't.
Teenager.
No, he did it as a goddamn adult.
But then, hold
on. Person like this, can we move on?
Let me just say this.
3 minutes on this.
Let me just say this, and I understand where you're coming from, Yosh. I really do. But on the real, when it comes to you, you got to be able to forgive him and move on. Like real talk, because just like I know how you are, but really, you're not gonna get past it until you can just let it go.
Yeah, okay. Now here's my point, and we can move on. We move on to the next couple and all of that. My thing with it is this: if you make a decision, if you consciously make decisions that put you in a position that you end up in whatever this is, and Michaela has constantly made decisions, no matter what the disorder, you make a decision. You wake up and decide to do. You decide not to take your meds. You decide.
Michaela didn't even know she needed medication.
Okay, well now she
just got diagnosed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
she just got diagnosed.
So the fact that people are telling you, hey man, this ain't right. Somebody tell me anything, and you can tell me I don't have a mental disorder. That's fine. Cool, I understand. I don't understand, and I feel you. And maybe I lack compassion. Well, I've been told I lack compassion. Because shoot, I don't have time for compassion. Because nobody have compassion for me when stuff is bad. Life gets bad. Life sucks. And at the end of the day, you got to pick yourself up, do what you got to do to make yourself make whatever out of your life you're going to make. And if you're not, then yes, you're going to end up in these situations where when you're on TV looking like who done it and why, because so now we're saying we have compassion for Michaela because she's been diagnosed, although for however 40 some odd episodes.
Yes, Faith, he does. Jeff, can you pray again? Please.
forever length of time that we've been on this show criticizing Michaela for her foolishness and calling her Hurricane Michaela, but because she says she has a mental illness
never
now.
said I was taking her side when I was trying to explain to you what was wrong with her. I was just explaining why she acted the way that she acted.
There's no explanation.
I just gave you.
You make decisions. Life is decisions.
I'm like 5 seconds from leaving.
Next subject.
Life is decisions. That's it. Life is decisions.
Table this to the next one, man. Next episode. Next couple.
But life is decisions.
It is, and let's decide to go ahead and move on.
So you out?
I'm not out, but I need a moment.
Okay.
I need a moment.
And we move on. Next couple, Johnny and Bao. So does
nothing exciting there.
No, but I mean,
not a thing.
Does Johnny have a mental illness? Before I speak?
Okay, so now you're trying to be funny.
No,
I'm not trying to be funny.
Now you're trying to be funny. You're trying to be funny.
I'm asking the question.
Johnny is a narcissist. I said that since day one.
Isn't that a mental illness?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I really don't know how much more of this I could take.
Key, get your moment. We good. We good, man. We good. Johnny's problem is Johnny loves himself too much. Well, pow. Next one. Bao. Bao's problem. She loved Johnny. Boom. Next one.
Bao doesn't love Johnny.
No, she loves Zachary.
She loves Zach. Bao doesn't love Johnny. Bao loves Zach.
Oh dear. I'm so disappointed with them too.
Yeah, because okay, let's get into it. They were the only couple not to be featured in the first half. About when she denies the notion that they were a perfect match, Bao can't disagree with the fact that they were some definite highlights in their marriage. Johnny still talks about the up and downs. Bao is surprised by Johnny, who reveals that Bao didn't want to openly discuss the intimate relationship for the purpose of sheltering her family. What do you think about that, Key?
Ask the question again. I was giving myself a moment, remember?
Okay. What do you think about that, Evie?
Y'all throwing me off today. I think who was sheltering who? Because I forgot. Didn't they both say that crap?
Johnny reveals that Bao didn't want to openly discuss the intimate relationship.
Yeah. All right, I'm on it. I understood what Bao was saying when it came to that, because she was trying to protect her image, which she does. It's a part of her personality, and Johnny took it the wrong way. Johnny took it as, oh, she wants, like he wanted to tell it all. He wanted to tell everybody everything that was going on, because I guess maybe he was excited and he probably felt stifled from the excitement that he had for being with her. Like, and that was probably why he started to nitpick and say the things that he was saying to her, because he didn't want to be in that where she, where he felt like she had control. But that's where you got to be a man, because if y'all having all these conversations off camera about what y'all gonna discuss in front of the camera for America to see, you kind of should have just put your feet down. Excuse me, I was looking for other words, and been a man. Like, nah, we gonna talk about this because I want anybody to know. Like, it's not no harm, no foul to say that you was intimate with the woman that you are with or gonna fall in love with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think their ultimate demise was each other.
They shouldn't have been matched, Jeff.
So Bao has the right to not talk about certain things if that's your personality. I'm very outgoing. My wife is, she's an introvert, so she doesn't like talking about a lot of things that I like talking about. But I think Johnny's problem is he didn't understand that and really wasn't ready to compromise on that issue. So that's what's the problem, was where it was at. He was like, pretty much, we're gonna do this my way, and my way is right, your way is wrong. As compared to Bao, she wasn't wrong in the way she handled it, but I think both of them were wrong thinking that their way was the right way and there was no other way of doing it. There was no compromise between the two of them.
Okay. Jeff, I have a question for you.
Yo.
Are you going to allow me to tell a Gainesville story?
Which one?
CC's Pizza.
Several.
Oh, hell.
So
he just prayed you're gonna send the man back to the hellfire.
But those of us,
Pause. Disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen, I have been born again and delivered from the simple ninja that Yoshi is about to talk about. Because the ninja is simple. The ninja.
You got to change your name from. You got to change your name from that dude Jeff to Pastor Jeff. Or that dude Pastor Muffins.
Hey, all right.
Okay.
So we're in Gainesville, Florida. Every year, our fraternity has a big, huge, week in Florida. It's big, this party, 24-hour party, literally from the day you get there to the day you leave. It's partying nonstop. And we, as you see Jeff shake his head, there's one of the days, the Saturday, you go to the cookout. Well, this was Jeff's first year going. So your first year going, you kind of gotta do some things and everything else. So Jeff, Big Muffins, has been drinking, right?
Bad.
So at the cookout, they have a bunch of food, but because it's thousands of people. So because there's so many people, you never get any food. So we leave the cookout, right? And when we leave the cookout, we go to CC's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff walks into CC's Pizza, right? Doesn't pay. Walks straight to the bar where the pizza is and literally starts piling up his hand. Now Jeff is drunk. He starts piling up his hand with slices of pizza.
He didn't get a plate. He didn't get a plate.
He's got pizza in his hand.
He bypassed the plate.
It was not a good look. That's not the worst part of the story. That's not the worst part of the story.
It's not the worst part of the story.
You were so drunk you walked past the plates.
Nobody stopped me.
So Jeff comes to the table. It's a bunch of us at the table. Jeff comes to the table and drops all the pizza on the table, right? All the pizza is literally on the table, right? And Jeff starts to eat. As he starts to eat this pizza, everybody stops and they're like, what the hell is he doing?
He got pizza for the table. He knew y'all was hungry.
He wouldn't let nobody else touch it. So he's just, it's literally like pizza on the table. He's eating slice after slice after slice. And somebody says, somebody says, yo, Jeff, what you got going on? Jeff says, I'm just a simple nigga.
I
just want to eat.
I did. I just want to eat my pizza. So let me put in a couple anecdotes since we are completely off subject right now. One, Eve. Do you know who I was drinking with that day? That fool right there.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
Eve. Put me on my butt, Eve. There's a video floating around and I hope it's deleted.
Oh, it's not. I have it.
Second problem, Eve, as drunk as I was, they let me drive to CC's Pizza. I drove.
We did. Somebody had to drive there.
No, matter of fact, I take that back. Pristine was in the car. They all got out the car. They all got out and left me in my car with the windows down and the doors unlocked. Was like, we'll catch you later, Jeff.
But anyway, let's get back on track. I'm sorry. That was just an anecdote.
Good.
As
Listen,
an anecdote I had to
to all
tell.
my prayer warriors who will listen to that, I want you to know that your prayers have delivered me. I am healed and set free. Amen.
But all right, so anyway, then they get into the women. The women gather for a group chat with Kevin, in which they look back on the bonds that they formed from participating in this. And basically, this is a social experiment. They sing each other's praises. What came off to me, and Key, maybe you can speak to this because women in the room, it came off to me as fake. Some of them came off as fake. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where, like, especially the stuff that was said about Merla.
Yeah, like Bow and Merla, I thought that was fake as hell.
Yeah, because I mean, I am one of those people that pay attention to people like really closely outside of the show. So of course, when everyone's social media opened up, I followed some of them because I don't like all of them. So I'm not one of them. Like, I'm not going to follow you and I don't really like you. So I followed some of them. And the ones that I didn't follow, I did like try to look and see how they interacted with each other. And like, for example, Mirla and Rachel are actually friends. They're friends for real.
But you can tell that on camera. You can tell.
Like they're friends for real. With Brett, it's a little iffy to me. Like, I don't really know because Brett,
I don't think she's friends with anyone on the show.
Not
any female.
Right. I was about to say, Brett has one of those personalities. You ever met somebody that you put them in a room and they get along with anybody?
Yeah.
Like, she gets along with everybody, but that doesn't mean you necessarily her cup of tea. If you understand what I'm saying. So with the Mirla and Gil situation, I feel like now we're all adults, but in a situation like that, you kind of have to choose a side.
Yeah.
You really can't be smiling in both of their face like that. You understand what I'm saying? And with Brett, it looks like she's leaning more towards Gil's side.
Well, shouldn't everybody be?
You'll be surprised.
Gil's side?
We're gonna get to that because it's a lot that I've seen and I've heard that's out like back. That's not the episode, so it kind of give us some dialogue.
Okay, we'll get into it.
Okay,
let's jump
now. When it comes to Gil and Merla, there's been so much talk about how Gil deserved what. Now y'all gotta let me finish because y'all know I don't believe this.
Boy, did you see my head? Like I
need y'all to let me, because before I start, I want you to understand that I do not believe any of the stuff that I'm about to say.
Okay.
But it was a lot of women that sided with Mirla. And the reasoning was because they felt like he verbally abused her when he was downing her and calling her a princess and calling her a brat, and that he always has something negative to say. It's been so many arguments that I've seen on Instagram and in the Married at First Sight group where people like are divided, and they're like, but you just gonna talk about how she wasn't satisfied with him, but we're not gonna talk about all that he did. My biggest issue with Merla is that here's what it is. If it's something that you don't like about somebody, you can tell them. Just like he was telling now, and we can't sit here and pretend that she wasn't a Debbie Downer and she didn't say something negative to every single thing. So him saying something about it, you know how many episodes it was before he actually said anything?
No.
Because we talked about that in the earlier episodes.
Now here's the thing though, Key and panel. I don't think he was verbally abusing her.
No, he was being honest, which she could have been.
Gil was being honest. And Gil even said in the green room, he said when he walked off stage, when they were all on stage, and he walked off, when they asked the question, who do you think would be suited best with who? He said, I'm not here for this.
Right.
He said, I have made my life an epitaph of goodness and positivity, and I want it to be where whatever is around me has a positive feel. Since being here, I don't feel that.
I'm gonna take you back real quick.
Take me back.
I'm gonna take you back to like our third or fourth episode.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember. We're going all the way back.
Go all the way back.
We're gonna go, and it was me, you, Jen, and Lynn, right?
Yeah.
And we had the conversation. And we actually did this. I remember this was in Columbia. We had the conversation about how he was so positive all the time, and he tried to always find something positive no matter what Mirla did. He tried to find something positive in every situation. And me and you went back and forth like we just did. It wasn't as hostile, but we went back and forth that day
But
too.
it's all love. It's all love. It's all love.
Yeah. we can bounce back though. We went back and forth on that day, and remember because I compared it to season 1 where it was a couple, and I'm so sorry y'all, I can't remember the name right now. A couple where the woman didn't like the man and she cried at the wedding.
Yeah.
Like the season
Like
1.
she physically was not
Yeah,
attached to him to the point where she wasn't. She cried.
My contact just fell out.
I
That's
see.
nice.
It's on like your.
Yeah.
It's fell.
You saw it?
Here's
Okay, let me finish my story. I can't see you, but I'm gonna finish talking. Okay, so remember I told you, I said what happens in situations like this, sometimes the man chases and he chases, and then eventually the woman comes around and she falls madly in love, but then the man is confused.
Yeah.
And I was so scared back then that that's what was going to happen with them. It was going to be where Mirla finally turned around. He was going to be like, look, I can't do this. And at that time, he wasn't even commenting on her negativity. He was just like kind of like brushing it off. It took him about 5 episodes to finally say,
yo,
look, you a that man.
Yeah.
I think that was a production flaw, because you got to remember, they give them what they need to talk about. Like, everybody gets together and said, all right, you're going to talk about this. You guys need to approach this subject. You need to talk about finances. You need to talk about this. You need to talk about that. And the uncomfortableness of the conversation is probably what makes him tell the joke that she doesn't like. That's why people want to see it as verbal abuse, which is not, because they're being coaxed into having these conversations. Because if they don't have the conversations, the marriage is going to get ruined later on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's bogus. I'd like to smack all of those social media people.
Go ahead, Jeff.
The only reason I don't see it as verbal abuse is because while he was being truthful with her and addressing her negativity, we also saw Gil be very supportive of her, build her up, and compliment her on several different things. And second of all, as patient as he was with the whole intimacy and all that other type of stuff, you can't tell me that he was being abusive in any type of way. Was some of the stuff maybe harsh? Yeah. Was some of the stuff maybe said with a lack of empathy or whatever? Yeah. But he did not.
Truth hurts.
Yeah, truth hurts. He did not address her to physically break her down. Like he said, he was 100% invested in this thing. So it's like, okay, I have to tell you, or I'm not being 100% myself. And if I give you anything other than 100% myself, then this is not going to work. So that's what happened. It was nowhere near verbal abuse. I've seen verbal abuse. I've heard people go through verbal abuse. That was not it.
Yeah, I was told I was verbally abusive once.
You just real, bro. You just real.
No, listen, this real life. Yo, my wife, well, ex-wife now. Yay me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, facts. But now my ex, she yeah. Now my ex, she went into, when she broke up with me, she went into a women's shelter. And a part of the women's shelter, it was for abused women. Like, so she was in there under the pretense that I was verbally abusing her, because I wasn't physically abusing her. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think verbal abuse is, I think verbal abuse is when you're consistent with it. Like, consistent with what you say. And you're trying to tear that person down. You may not even know that you're doing it, but you're consistent with it. You know what I'm saying? I would get into arguments, and as a way to get out of the argument, I would say something ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would take it over the top. But this is the defense mechanism to me being attacked by you. Like, you want to argue, but you don't want to compromise. You know what I'm saying? So since you pushing me to this emotional break, I'm going to break, and I'm going to break you at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people overlook it, and that's still the level of compromise for Gil, and then to attach to say that he's being verbally abusive as well means that he went into this with ulterior motives, and then when something was difficult, he flipped the switch and was like, "Yo, I'm just gonna nitpick." Like the difference between Gil when he was addressing the negativity and say the difference between Johnny when he was addressing the negativity was Johnny was more consistent. There was never a good conversation. There was never
Johnny was hurtful.
Johnny was going for the kill every conversation, but Gil was more so, okay, I care for you enough where I want to tell you this. I want to address this because if we address it now, it won't be a problem later. As compared to when we see with Mirla, she ain't say nothing, and then all of it just came spilling out at one time.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But you know what? Don't nobody care about that broad anyway. She could go on with her big feet. She could go on with them big feet.
Well, Evie, to your situation.
It's party time! P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta!
That was for you, my good brother.
Yo, I had 4 Heinekens and a cup of that. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, here's my point to everything that was said just now. Gil did everything he could.
Yeah.
Everything.
And more.
And more.
Right.
He went further than I would have.
But this is completely indicative of, I would say, a good bit of relationships in which women are out here protecting themselves and calling men dogs and everything else and this and the third. And now you get you a good one and you don't do with him as you should. And I think that's the thing there. But I mean, you know, you once again, life is life, you know, and I just hate it for Gil because I think he was a good dude. You could tell, like, I think of all the people on the show, he was the only one that was there for everything.
I feel
Man,
like that's through all the season.
Through every, like, legit, like, he cried when they showed a clip of Mirla talking about how much she loved him.
Because that, yo, I think that was the most realest she ever been on the whole show.
But she wasn't real.
Damn, you know, alcohol speak the truth.
They say the drunk mind speaks the sober heart, but on that one, apparently not.
No, because she didn't turn around and did what she normally does, which is make a choice.
What we said just a little while ago, people have choices.
Yeah, nah, she made her choice, but I think her choice, the choice that she made was hurtful. Like it could have been done different. I just think it could have been done different. Like maybe sit around and complain for a little while, and then say, hey, you know what, this ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she just like, all right, party time, gotta go. Me and Summer Rachel are going, and that's where it was.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not Girl Summer.
Not Girl Summer.
Because real talk, no, if you don't care about somebody, you gonna walk their dog. Real talk, and I ain't even being funny about that.
Nah, you not.
Your own dog.
Because you're gonna do whatever it is that other person. Whatever's necessary for that other person to know that you love them.
Well, okay. We just had a comment on the screen. Faith, shouts out to you, Faith. Can't wait to get you back on. To me, she seemed sedated the whole time. She couldn't express her feelings. Okay, so my question to you, Faith, and to the panel.
Is that Mirla?
Why couldn't why couldn't she express her feelings?
Because she's cold-hearted and she doesn't. She was not there. She was her own people said it in the very first episode. You doing what?
But
Why?
that's my thing. Like,
you see what I'm saying? Like,
that's not an explanation.
She was in it. She was in it for the wrong reasons.
Her true feelings went against.
She should have been on The Bachelor or something. Like, real talk. She should have been on like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, whatever the hell that show is.
But she couldn't get on.
Or maybe they got this new show coming out where one dude is really a millionaire and the other dude is broke, and y'all got to figure out which one it is.
She could probably be on that, but I don't know. It's just I hate it for a guy like Gil. I really and what I think that kind of sort of gives me a little bit more cause is it's a brother of the darker hue, who, you know, shoot, he was legit. Like, he was legit in his feelings. He was real with who he was. He was being him.
Even as of today, Gil has said 17 hours ago, it has been brought to my attention that as much love that I have been receiving, there has been lots of backlash towards my now ex-wife. If you truly support me and are a fan, then you know I don't condone any type of bullying. What's been done has been done. I appreciate you all, but please let's not drag someone while at the same time wishing blessings upon me. We are all better than that. Spread positivity. Even today, Gil don't even like the negative side to this.
He doesn't subscribe to the negative.
I don't feel like he's acting. I feel like he genuinely feels the way that he feels. Yeah. Now, you know, me being a social media person that I am, the night that this all happened, I was watching for everybody's Instagrams to come open, right? So Gil's came open at like 10:06 p.m. Right? So when Gil, I watched, like, because, you know, I had already sent the request, right? So I watched, like, within 20 minutes, he went from 450 followers to like 3,000. Now, when you go look at Gil's Instagram now, Gil has 74.4K followers. He has more followers than people that was on like past seasons. And I really feel like it's because we genuinely like Gil. We liked his personality. He did more for the couples than the experts did this season. Like, Gil made this season easier for us to look at because, like I said, I go to bed 9 o'clock. They was doing too much with these 2 hours, but he made it more enjoyable. And at the same time, like Yusuf said, I apologize. I had like a little eye problem. So I kind of heard Yusuf say that, you know, out of everybody, he felt like he came into this for the right reasons. And I truly do believe that out of all the seasons I've watched, and I've watched all of them, I was one of those people that binge watched 12 seasons in 3 weeks. I was late, but when I got on the train, I got on it. So out of all the seasons I've watched, Gil and Miles from season 11, I can honestly say I felt like they were the ones that just really wanted this, and they were willing to do anything that it took to have it. And I honestly think that Mirla, I feel like, he said something about his DMs yesterday. He said give him some time to respond. Cause he be getting like 3,000 DMs a day
from women and men.
Well, yeah, he said he gonna respond to as many people as he can, but it's kind of hard because it's so many. I had seen him say that.
Yeah,
because I'm still waiting on him to respond. But I'm still waiting. You know, I had kind of like shot my shot. Like, you know, I offer social media services if you want me to respond. You feel me? Like, just book before January because I ain't doing nothing. But like I don't know. Did y'all talk on what the internet is saying her reason for? Did y'all talk about that?
We did not, but I was waiting on. You was saving that for you.
And you know my contact fell out again, but I'm just gonna wing it blind.
Yeah, we were saving that for you.
So there's been speculation that the reason why Mirla changed her mind was that the sex was not good, and that's what she means by the attraction. Now, I want y'all opinion on this. I personally don't feel like, okay, they're saying she don't want to say it on the internet. She didn't want to embarrass him on TV. I don't see her as the type of person that would care if that embarrassed him or not. I just don't see that. I know we don't know her in real life. But if she had any type of tact, she would not have sat on that stage like that, playing footsies with Johnny in front of that man. So I feel like if she could act like that during the reunion, she would have told him his little bing bing was a little bing bing and it wasn't ding donging.
Yo, it take two to tango. It take two to tango.
Size ain't right. I can't really make that work now.
I can understand that, but like real talk, we all out here getting loosey goosey, doing whatever the hell it is we do out here in these streets, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you never did nothing and he never did nothing, how you know that's whack?
Well, no, okay, what they're saying.
So you, that's what I'm saying. You're not pure. You're impure. You're not. So how you gonna be judgmental?
Okay, I think what I'm trying to say, they're saying, because I don't know, they're trying to say that she was not sexually pleased by him and that's why she wasn't attracted. Meaning when they did have sex, maybe that's what turned her off. But I think what they're trying to do is make it as if she wasn't lying on TV the whole time. I personally feel like she had a role to play. She wanted popularity.
Right.
It couldn't have been that garbage.
She got on here for that.
It couldn't have been that garbage because if it was that garbage, you
want to say
exactly.
Right.
You would have been like, nah, I'm not attracted.
And that's why the whole thing about him verbally abusing her, it bothers me. Y'all know I talk about abuse all the time. Like I have a whole organization for this.
But hold up. But I got a question. And I know it's not what you're gonna say, but I'm just saying, why didn't they discuss that off camera? Why didn't he come? Like, because I felt like he would have put that out there. I think he would have been like, yo, she said the shit was trash. Like,
I feel like she would have said it if that's what it was. That's the viewers trying to speculate what the problem is. Yeah. I don't think that's what the problem is. I feel like she just really wanted her fame and she got it. And once it was over, because what else explains you leaving this man 2 weeks later? And if you really wasn't attracted to him, why would you let him sell out his stuff? What type of person would allow you to have absolutely nothing and then leave you?
Look,
she knew
she knew what he was doing.
She knew what she was doing, but I think Gil is the type of person, he doesn't mind carrying that negativity so it doesn't make her look bad, because that's really the only thing I feel like I think, and I know for a fact it was probably trash 100%, but him being the man that he is, he was willing to take that hit for their relationship, and now it's backfiring.
Which I never thought it was him that was trash, but that's a whole nother.
When you ever heard of a diva that had any type of bomb?
I mean, I ain't never had no cool kid, so I don't know.
I'm just saying, when you ever heard of a diva that was great?
No, I didn't leave. I'm trying to put my contact back in.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying, you don't hear about how good the sex is with these diva chicks. You don't.
Yeah.
Because they either too tight with it and they ain't giving it up, or they what? Because it's all about their looks.
I give you that.
I'm off them.
I give you that. He said I'm off them.
Yeah, I'm off Miller, because that to me, that I just can't hurt nobody like that.
It was hard to watch. Y'all know I was having a fit. I wanted chicken wings so bad while we was watching that.
I was wondering, did you get that chicken?
I ain't get one because they have 2-hour shows and all the chicken wing places was closed. We ain't got chicken at my house.
Can't afford to leave.
Right.
All right. Let's move on to the next group chat. The group chat gets in and it gets a little heated. Production, man.
Really the MVP of the show. They the real MVP.
Is the MVP of the show. Like they got Kevin asking them questions. That question that had Gil get up and leave.
I ain't like that. Gil.
I don't like that dude.
Gil should have swung on him. That was messy.
Kevin was supposed to be in that room. That's why he's interviewing the whole TV show.
Nah, Nah, he should have walked past. He should have walked past Johnny.
I would have smashed
Knock
Mira's
his-
shoe off.
Knock his ass out.
Flip that chair back.
Because Johnny was being disrespectful.
He really was. He really was.
Oh, I guess he didn't like that question. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
That
I had
leads me-
appreciated Rachel though.
That leads me to believe that something else was going on prior to.
Yo, I said that in the group chat.
Prior to.
I was like, yo, I think that they went on vacation together. Well, it wasn't. I think that Marla and Rachel went on vacation together. Johnny just so happened to be there. They got drunk. Johnny had Meryl. They come home.
He been rubbing on that.
He breaks up. She breaks up with him because she doesn't want to admit that she's foul.
Right.
Yeah.
But did you
That's
see
my
he
personal
said they went to Cancun first or something like that before they
Yeah, they went to Cancun. It was in Mexico.
But here's my thing, Dr. Pepper. You know what? I know y'all be feeling how y'all feel about Dr. Pepper, but Dr. Pepper was like, here. She was like, okay, well, tell me. What happened? You can't sit here and tell me that you said all of these things about how he was perfect and he was everything you always wanted, and you would tell me what happened. Marilyn still ain't told us what happened. We
She's
still
not gonna, because if
Johnny
she does
happened.
say
That's what
anything, she gonna be lying.
Faith, you said Bow was on the low being disrespectful. How? Because we probably was so caught up. We probably was so caught up on that doggone Mirla. We might ain't even noticed Bow. We might ain't noticed that because Mirla and Johnny had me real upset.
But Bow has every reason to be disrespectful. So that's just how I see it. She had every reason to say whatever she had to say.
That may be why I probably didn't see nothing wrong with what Bow had did if she did something wrong, because Johnny just, y'all know I would.
Yo, I'm still trying to figure out why he left the little fake makeshift reunion. I'm trying to figure that out.
You remember he left because she didn't acknowledge him all before saying she ruins the fun and all this other stuff. You don't want to see her, but you leave because she didn't speak to you.
And everyone had a good time that was there.
He was basically talking about things, and I would have.
She was flat out saying that she definitely said that it wasn't low key.
She had every right to say that, because
I still don't feel like she was wrong though.
But you know what? I think
chairs were like this on the stage. She had every reason to say that.
I think their personalities suit each other. Being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think his personalities suit each other.
As soon as I seen them link up, I thought about how you remember Evie. You know, I remember her a lot when he come to this. You talked about how you didn't like how he used to whine. Like how
that pouting
was pouting
and all of that.
And you know, our boy be crying all the time. They gonna get along.
Oh yeah. But you know what?
In touch.
He ain't gonna make her pout.
Nah, because he gonna
She
give
ain't
him
got no
a
reason to
shot.
pout.
Right.
And he like that giddy.
He
He
liked
does
it.
like that giddy. That's exactly what he said too. He likes a giddy.
I like the
Really?
I like
Okay. Do you think he really liked it, or was that a shot at Johnny when he said it? Because the word giddy isn't a word I've ever really used until I heard it on this show.
This is
they
exactly what
be
we're talking
making
about.
these people
He uses giddy.
say these things. This is like watching a tame version of Love and Hip Hop, because they make them say certain things.
Same, Chad.
Like you, they could have specifically asked him a question that made him say giddy. So how do you feel about her giddiness? You see what I'm saying? So now he's gonna say, "Oh man, her giddiness is perfect. I enjoy it." Blah blah blah. Like, but we already know he a clown anyway. And she's a puppet master. So
He's Bow's clown now.
yeah, ask him.
Happy.
Excuse me.
He in the family pictures. Y'all seen that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait, I missed this.
Relationship status.
Yeah, it's in something. I saw it.
It was on a relationship status podcast story. Make sure y'all follow them on Instagram. It's RELSTAT podcast. Make sure y'all follow them or whatever.
He was like the token.
He looked like
He had comment on his picture yesterday.
in Rush Hour.
Yo,
She commented on his picture
Back it up.
yesterday, him and the dog. He gonna comment talking about my bad for my slow response, boo. I'm like, we know y'all talk. You ain't got to rub it in. Like,
Shots to everybody.
Yeah, nah, bump them. We ain't worried about them.
Well-
They gonna do what they do. Is it good?
It is.
you
All right.
gotta
Is it?
Yeah.
And y'all
We
be
can-
getting on me when I be eating on camera.
It sound like that when you do that.
Jeff, that's how it sounds. All right.
Can't even focus.
It also comes to light that some of the participants have crossed paths while traveling. We talked about that.
Yep.
In all, this was some foolishness at the end here. It just further, I think it further supported my thoughts.
Wait, we gotta tell the listeners. Remember, we were talking on last episode about Gil being a fireman and about how we thought that he couldn't have a beard. Did y'all discuss the fact
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
Oh no, we ain't get.
That's
that.
why I changed my name. I couldn't be Gil's Beard anymore because I respect the profession.
Yeah. And Michaela got a new wig, and so I guess Michaela's wig is gone. It looks like it's lace.
Look like it's lace?
Yeah.
All right.
Probably attached to that headband.
But yeah, he said that they were paying him to go to paramedic school because some people in the comments were saying that was what was wrong with Mirla. He did a sudden career change and this, that, and the third. But he said on the reunion,
He's making more money.
I'm sorry, where are they now? He said that they were paying him to go to school and that he could keep his beard. I knew he kind of wanted a beard.
Yeah, because when you rush into a fire, you can't have a beard because if you bust the door open, sometimes it's flash fire.
Mm-hmm.
And if it gets under your mask, it'll singe your face.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why all of them keep their beards and their mustaches and everything really, really low. So it makes sense that he's bald head and all that.
Because we was trying to figure out what was wrong with Mirla. Was he working? What was wrong? Like, what made girl do that? But it ain't had nothing to do with that man money. She just who she is.
Yeah.
She wants some Johnny. She like vanilla ice cream.
How do you go from saying Gil is bad to Johnny? That just seems like
after watching how he treated his wife. But then when you hear him explain, well, she watched it on TV. Don't they watch this before the reunion?
Yes.
Yep. They get to watch it. They watch it along with us.
But I mean, the reunion. I wonder how close the reunion is to the actual taping of the show.
I think they watch everything prior to us watching it.
Oh, okay. So they don't watch it with us.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, that's the only way they could give their commentary on certain parts of what's happening.
Because I heard that Unfiltered was all recorded in the same week.
It could have been. I can see that, but I think they did a good job of.
I hope they get rid of Unfiltered. I ain't like that.
I ain't like it either.
I feel like it took away from the show.
It did.
I stopped watching. It was my bedtime.
I watched like 3 episodes.
I didn't watch any.
Yeah, I watched like 2. I pay extra money for them episodes and I ain't watch them. Oh, he put the music on. We finished, y'all.
Well, Eve, tell the people where they can find you.
Well, dang.
What happened to the what? I would like to say what I'm watching.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
You're right.
Nah, he ready to go eat his macaroni. Just let that man go.
No. You're right.
Only if he got some goat on the plate.
Nah, ain't no goat on
Y'all
the
gonna
plate.
make me get off the camera again.
Now it's time for the What You Watch segment. The What You Watch segment is brought to you by the people over at Unfiltered. Head over to unfilteredforever.com for everything from tees to tech suits, leggings for the ladies. And right now, if you head over to unfilteredforever.com, you can catch the Cyber Monday sale, which is this week. Monday and up until Tuesday at 12 a.m. You can catch 30% off of all merchandise on unfilteredforever.com. And remember, there is a science to being you. Key, what you watching?
I am currently binge watching Chicago Med. It is good too, but it's hard to watch that while I work.
Chicago Med.
You in?
Next. The worst. Nah, yo, I want to give a shout out to them Koreans, yo. Real talk. They starting to put together some films. They wasn't really on the film scene like that, but they starting to pull their stuff together. I'm watching this show called Hellbound. Hellbound. It's kind of like Squid Game.
I heard of that.
It's a Korean film. It's kind of dope. Well, it's like I think it's like 3 episodes right now. It might be more. I'm not 100% sure, but I did watch 3 episodes of it, and I liked it. Hellbound on Netflix.
All right, I am finishing off the rest of the Wonder Years, and what else am I watching? No, I'm actually about to finish off the rest of this book I'm reading by James Patterson. James Patterson's a really good cop thriller, mystery writer. So after I finish off the Wonder Years, I'm about to read a couple James Patterson novels. What we do,
Yusef.
Let him eat that macaroni.
Sir.
Cause see, you hear that? The spit in his mouth.
So currently, Yusef is watching a dinner plate with macaroni and cheese, brought to you by Netflix.
Listen, I've been on a plane.
I can't wait to hear. I can't stand to hear somebody food in their mouth. Oh my god! Just the spit, just switching around.
That
let
one
the man
spit.
eat. I gotta eat. He need nourishment.
All right. Plain and simple. Let's start here. James Patterson, Jeff, great writer. If you like him, Nelson DeMille wrote a book called The Lion's Game. It's a 3-part series. Mm-hmm. It's The Lion's Game, and then the second one is The Lion. Really good reads. It's about a guy who was raised. Apparently, George Bush Sr. bombed his house looking for Saddam Hussein, killed his mom and all his brothers and sisters. He becomes an assassin and a terrorist, so to speak, gets caught in Paris on purpose. And his job and what he wants to accomplish is to kill every single person who has something to do with that bombing.
Osama bin Laden.
Not of Osama bin Laden, but of Saddam Hussein, because it comes out before Osama.
No, I'm saying that's the story of Osama bin Laden.
Yeah. And so he literally comes over, he flies over on a plane, kills everybody on the plane lands itself. And he goes and it tells the story of this cop who's chasing him to get him.
Okay.
And it spans over 2 or 3 books. It's The Lion's Game, The Lion, and I forget what the third one is. I read all 3. Very good.
All right, I'm gonna check those
What
out.
I'm watching is True Story with Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes on Netflix.
Yo,
It's a miniseries.
I just finished that.
It is the twist at the end.
Bruh.
The twist at the end is worth, because it's 30 minutes. It's literally like 27 minutes per episode of 6 episodes or 7. I can't remember which one it is. Out of 7.
7.
And it is a thrill ride. Like you are like, and I've seen mixed reviews. I've seen some people go, they liked it, and I've seen other people say they love it. And I think the people that hate it, I'm sorry. And I think the people that said that they've hated it are the people who feel like Kevin Hart was supposed to be funny.
Yeah, but his last movie wasn't funny.
That's fatherhood.
Yeah. That wasn't a comedy. Nothing funny about being a father.
Yeah,
it had comedic points, but
Yo,
that was a serious.
Okay, now Faith, I agree with you. I did call it at the beginning, but the actual ending, like what actually happens at the end, I didn't see that coming.
Yes.
I didn't see that coming at all. Like, so I thought that was good. And I also watched Red. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up because I watched it on.
Oh, that joint with The Rock?
Red Notice, yes.
Yeah.
Red Notice.
That's another one. Red Notice was good. So that's my what you watching. Now we're gonna end this season the way we always end it. The Who You Riding With segment. It's brought to you by the Southern Elegance Candle Company. Visit secandleco.com. Use the promo code CRUX for 15% off of your order. Key. Going into the real world, because that's where all of these people are headed. Who you riding with?
Gil's DMs.
That's solid.
Solid.
Good bet. Good bet.
Solid. Solid.
DMs gonna be popping.
DMs will be popping. Jeff, who you riding with?
I'm riding with the Prayer Warriors as we lift up so many people who need it right now. First person I'm riding with Gil's beard. It's here to stay. Second person I'm riding with that doggone dog of Mirrorless. I'm praying for it. She's gonna have puppies soon. And the last person I'm riding with Pastor Cal. Shouts out to you, Pastor Cal. I'll see you in Boston, man.
EB, who you riding with?
I was not feeling his suit.
You ain't like
socks with them red socks.
Nah, that's his style though.
Whack.
That's his style though.
I want to see Pastor Cal in some Timbs.
You gotta follow him on Instagram. He be having on Nikes.
Yeah, I said Timbs.
Like the granddad Nikes.
No, Air Force Ones.
I'm riding with myself. I'm not riding with any of these clowns. And I'm going to continue to celebrate my divorce.
I meant to tell you congratulations.
Oh.
It's been a long time coming.
One more time for the
Separation of partners. You know, my favorite part was when they said she elected to go back to using her own name. Thank you.
Does that free up space for Aisha to take your last name?
No, because I'm never giving it away again.
Stream football games live.
Stream them live.
It don't be queuing right.
Customizing.
It don't be queuing right.
We don't need to cue nothing.
Yo,
Shout out to the people.
Yo,
I'd like to give a shout out to the people that's watching us.
Yeah, thank y'all for staying.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Thank you for tuning in. Because you know, we kind of really ain't had nothing to talk about. We watched 4 hours of TV to have 2 big arguments with each other. We literally watched. So I personally want to thank you for tuning in to this episode
Because it was a lot.
Past the Remote. Because our emotions were high,
We were up to like
but the content was minimal. We love you.
Nobody had nothing to do with this show.
Like, for real.
Oh, that's funny.
We gonna be back arguing.
Hopefully season 14 in Boston is more insightful. Because
Yeah.
I do enjoy the conversation though, real talk.
Yeah.
I like y'all.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah,
of the
like-
time.
Yeah, like you about to leave.
That's
tonight.
right. We having a fish fry for you. We're gonna make sure you eat some pescatarian treats.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, next year we having a pescatarian Thanksgiving. There will be no fowl nor pheasants shall be around. I will actually forgo my pork.
You would do that
I
for
will
me.
let the pork go
Nice.
next year
Nope.
for you.
Nope. I'm putting my stamp down. There better be a piece of meat somewhere in there.
The meat will be in the backyard, sir. There will be no meat allowed in the house.
I will get my Jose apron and get on the grill.
What are we gonna do? Burn some chicken?
If I'm the only one to eat, then I get to cook it. Yeah, y'all can eat.
And Brussels sprouts.
Okay, I guess we gotta end the show now.
All right, y'all.
We love you.
Jeff, tell the people where they can find you at, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, follow your boy at _Jeff on Instagram, and also be on the lookout for Tales of the 2%, man, dropping in January, man. That's my podcast. Crux Media Tough. We launched that, man. So we're looking forward to you guys joining in on a very cool conversation.
Evie, tell them where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. VIGKIDENVI. I'll let your boy Big Kid Envy.
And Key, where can they find you?
You can find me and I'll be a lot more peaceful every Wednesday, My Curl Speak with Key, wherever you get your podcast for free. You can follow me on all platforms at The Diary of Key. You can find the podcast on Instagram at MCS with Key. And if you didn't catch what I just said, you can find me at mycurlspeak.com. If you'd like to send an advice letter, you can send that to key@mycurlspeak.com. Yeah.
And y'all, you can catch us, this crew right here, this Wednesday as we are doing the recap of Past the Remote. We presenting Ready to Love. We are in episode 8. We'll be coming up and we talking about all the things going on that crazy social experiment. It's that show is a little bit crazier than this one. You can catch me on the Relationship Status Podcast every Monday and Wednesday, anywhere you find your favorite podcast for free. If you want to join the conversation, hit us up at relstatpodcast@gmail.com or hit us up on the voicemail 843-310-8637. And remember to like, comment, 5-star rate, and review. And remember, if you're not 5-star rating, you are a hater and there's nothing good gonna come to your life. At the end of the day, we are out.
This episode is brought to you by MetroTap. The new digital business card allows you to instantly share social media, payment apps, music, and more. With a personalized QR code and advanced analytics with no monthly fees. At MetroTap, they take the work out of networking. Go to metrotap.me and use the promo code CRUX for 15% off of your purchase of any device. That's metrotap.me, promo code CRUX for 15% off.